What is up, YouTube? We are back with another video. This time we're going to do some Elemental Shaman PvP, just a quick Arathi Basin battleground. They got nerfed, I think it was patch 7.15. They nerfed Ice Fury by 36% and all the Frost Shocks after that, well, all four at least, by 25% damage. So really big damage nerf, and it kind of pissed me off, and I kind of just gave up on my Shaman, honestly. I felt like it was a really huge nerf. So it's been a long time since I've played him, but I had a lot of fun, and we'll see how this one goes. It's pretty much a normal lumber mill, kind of fuckfest in the beginning. Everybody runs up there. We're all just doing what we can to win this team fight. I'm just spreading flame shocks. I am spec'd basically around Lava Burst. I did go Aftershock for the Maelstrom return on all Maelstrom spenders. What's the increase 5% on my chance to proc instant Lava Burst, so it's kind of a run and gun style spec, and it's just the one I enjoy the most. It looks like we're pretty much winning this team fight. If you look around, you'll notice a lot of Demon Hunters. They have two mages there, Boomkins, but they really don't have much in the way of healers. So we're just kind of mowing through them. The one thing that I really wish I had on my Shaman, and I'm really close, he's like level 37 as far as honor talents go, but I don't have Swelling Waves yet, so my Live Lord potential is a little lower than it could be. If you don't know, Swelling Waves basically doubles how much healing you receive from Healing Surge. It's like 3 seconds after you heal yourself, you get the same amount healed again. So it's a really powerful talent for Shamans, and it makes them really, really hard to kill. I don't have that, but we're still really good at kiting. We still have a lot of tools to get away and stay alive, and our heals are actually still really solid. So I do alright. Now we're down at the blacksmith. We definitely won that fight up at Lumber Mill, so we're down here. I open up on 2 Demon Hunters. Maybe not the brightest move, but I do have backup coming, so it's not a huge deal. They're pretty much right in here to help me out, which is awesome, because I don't think 2 Demon Hunters versus me would have went very well for very long. But, I mean, you just, as a Demon Hunter, and I've said this before in my mage videos, as a Demon Hunter, you don't have much to survive against a caster, and the reason I say that is Demon Hunters pretty much only have one defensive, and it is called Blur, I believe, and it's basically like a rogue's evasion in a way. It's a little bit different, but so basically that's their main, defensive cooldown, and it does nothing against casters. They also have Rain from Above. Right here I jump down. I think that there's just a warrior, and I say, nope, I'm out. But, yeah. So, Demon Hunters have Blur, which is an evasion kind of thing. I wish I knew how to use water walking. They have Rain from Above, which basically shoots them up into the air, and then they can launch these, like, fell blasts down at you, and they actually hit pretty hard. But the only problem with that is that, as a caster, he's only out of range of my casts for a couple seconds while he's up in the air like that. So after a second, I can just continue beating on him. And as far as damage goes, me versus that Demon Hunter, I'm going to win that race. If he's shooting those fell blasts at me, yeah, he's going to chunk me down a little bit, but my damage is definitely going to outweigh his. But yeah, right here, we're just kind of fighting in the road. It's pretty obvious at this point that this is a win, so we're just kind of doing whatever. I mean, it's not a huge deal. These guys haven't made any sort of organized push on really any of our bases yet. So we're just kind of comfortable holding 3 and, slowly winning. It's not super exciting, but I had a lot of fun in this game, actually, and I thought there were a couple decent team battles that I really wanted to share with you guys. I'm kind of peeking over at stables. I was doing this the whole game. I didn't really find any good opportunities. But I do get opened up on this rogue real quick, and I actually get a capacitor totem from this other shaman that helps me out quite a lot. He does cloak, so I just want to create some distance. I throw that earth bind down, so when he does come back up to me, it'll bind him. and just help me create a little more distance. I'm taking a little bit of heat here, and for some reason I go, I'm going to switch on this druid. I don't know what I was thinking exactly, but after a couple seconds, I'm like, alright, obviously he's taking next to no damage. I'm going to get back on this rogue. But as you can see, these guys are kind of pummeling me, and I jump back towards the druids there, so definitely not a smart maneuver. I should have thought about that a little bit more, but I decide that maybe I'm over the whole thing, and I try to get out of there the best I can. I do end up living, although it's not by very much. That was pretty close, and I'm not too comfortable, but my buddy comes down, and he definitely helps me out. He stops that rogue in his tracks. I think if that rogue were to stay on me for a couple more seconds, I probably would have been toast, because that was an assassination rogue, and they recently did get nerfed, but trust me, I've played one. It's not the end of the world. They can still do a ton of damage. That mage actually blinks through my totem right there, and I was trying to root him. It's an arcane mage, so I do not want him on me. He's trying to burst me down, but this guy's kind of down here with me, so there's not a whole lot he can do. He's getting nuked down. I decided to go a little aggressive on him, kind of chase him down here. Like I said, I'm playing like a run and gun spec, so I can actually be pretty mobile if I have Maelstrom built up, and depending on what cooldowns I have available. So it doesn't go too well for the mage. At this point, we're just fighting in the roads. It's not something I pride myself on, but it's obviously a win. This team is not coordinated. They're not doing a whole lot, so we're just hanging out. This warlock opens up. I don't want to get chain feared, so I hex him. I should have set up a bigger burst on him, I think, instead of just breaking that hex, because he does come back out and fear me, and now I'm almost dead. Lucky as hell, I get this priest. He leap of face me up the cliff, and I get just enough heals to live through it. So I come back up here. I'm gonna spam some heals real quick, get myself a little bit higher than I am. Now the demon hunter is in our territory, so I'm totally comfortable nuking him down, which is awesome. And then I switch back over to the warlock, who is now not paying attention to me, which is the best thing for a warlock to do, because they hurt me pretty bad. I've played a few of them that kind of embarrassed me, but he's obviously not going to make it. I see this tree druid right here, so I'm going to try to nuke him down. Obviously it doesn't take much. My whole team's on these guys. It's just pretty much a slaughter fest. They're not doing too hot. And I wanted to talk about this because I think a lot about shit, probably way too much, but when you're in a battleground or an arena, arenas are definitely more important, but even when you're in a battleground, you have to understand that you have to have purpose behind what you're doing, or it's wasted. Like right here, I run into the water without water walking and miss the boxes. It's a waste of time. But yeah, I've been doing this the whole game. But anyways, when you're doing damage, you're just padding the meters. Falling in the water again. You're just padding meters, right? The damage on the scoreboard doesn't really mean anything, and an example of this would be going into an arena, your team does 10 million damage, the enemy team's does 20 million, but you win. Why did you win? You won because the healer was in CC for a lot of that damage, so he couldn't catch up, and you ended up getting a kill. You won because you were doing damage to the right targets, right? There has to be a purpose. Okay, you can do all the damage you want in a battleground. You can nuke somebody down all you want, but at the end of the day, and this game's been out for a long time, it's a team-based game. It really is. Unless you're dueling somebody, you're there to help your teammates. They're there to help you. You have to be able to rely on each other, and there has to be actual purpose behind what you're doing. And I was thinking about this, and it's easily applicable to every game. Rocket League. If you're just bumping the ball around an arena, you're obviously not helping your team. Overwatch. If you're just doing damage and charging enemy ults, you're obviously not helping your team. There's got to be purpose, right? So when I'm playing, I try to focus on healers. I try to focus people that have a lot of control. Maybe like a mage, warlock, a rogue, any of those classes you think of when you think like a ton of CC, a ton of disruptive abilities. So you know what I mean. Just there's got to be a purpose behind it. I'm not a perfect player. I'm not an amazing player, but I definitely try to be a team player because it helps more than anything. You know what I mean? A bad person who's playing like a team player is 10 times better than a good person who's just playing selfish. So, yeah, that's about it. Enough of that rambling. But anyways, we're just nuking people. There's really not a whole lot these guys can do. I haven't seen them organized whatsoever. This mage is just getting pooped on. I love games like this. It's the only thing I don't like is it feels a little bit cheap because you know you're not actually like that good. But hey, I'll take it. Whatever. Run back over here. I'm just pretty much waddling around. Decide to go see maybe what's up at LM. I jump in the water again, except I learned my lesson, so I do that, mount back up. I get up here, and I'm kind of peeking over, and this mage runs up the hill, opens on me. He's arcane. I don't want anything to do with the whole arcane mage scene. They hurt, so I run away and kind of re-engage when I'm comfortable. And, you know, other than that, it's pretty much a wrap. It's been my team versus one of their team for the whole game. So it was fun, you know, it was good getting back to my Shaman after this long. I had a lot of fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm not sure if I'll be playing more Shaman or what, you know, I'm trying to kind of keep a good variety on the channel, but give me a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you hated it, subscribe if you're feeling like it, and I will see you guys next time.